Hello again. In sports, Theo Piniao has become the first Papua New Guinean athlete to complete an event under 21 seconds. In an action-packed weekend for athletics PNG, both in and out of the country, Piniao smashed Nelson Stone's 200-meter record, clocking 20.97 seconds in Jacksonville, Florida. He joined sprint sensation Toya Whistle, who clocked 11.6 seconds in the 100-meter finals during the Athletics Championships in Lae over the Queen's Birthday long weekend to beat Mai Koima's record. Rebecca Passingan reports.
In what was termed as a remarkable turn of events, Piniao, 45 minutes earlier, completed a 400-meter race in 48.94 seconds. Following that, he smashed the previous record set by Nelson Stone, becoming the first PNG athlete to complete an event under 21 seconds. The performance now places Piniao ahead of Moen Boino to book a spot for the Rio Olympics later this year. According to a statement from Athletics PNG, this means Boino will have to run close to 51 seconds in his last 400-meter hurdles race to be ahead of Piniao. Back home, sprint queen Toya Whistle has beat Mai Koima's record set in Brisbane, Australia in March 2007 by 1/100 of a second. Whistle clocked a time of 11.36 seconds in the 100-meter race in the Athletics Championship in Lae over the long weekend. Meanwhile, the last qualifying competition for the Florida-based PNG athletes is on Sunday PNG time in Coral Springs, Florida. Rebecca Passingan, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Tracking the famous Kokoda track has proved to be a new experience for the former Newcastle Knights players. The former NRL stars say it was a tough walk for the first-timers and very different to playing rugby league. Paul Tarmick Jr. covered the last leg of the journey and files this report.
It is tough journey and mentally challenging. For a first-timer, you may also feel like giving up. That's from the former Newcastle Knights players who completed 8 days of trekking the Kokoda with a long cycling journey from Sogeri down to the Port Moresby Yacht Club this morning. For the rugby league great Paul Harrigan, it's his fourth walk and bicycle ride for a worthy cause. That's to raise funds for the Mark Hughes Foundation.
Absolutely ecstatic. We did it because we biked, we trekked and we biked across because we're raising awareness for cancer and brain cancer in particular. The Mark Hughes Foundation is a foundation we're raising the money for.
The journey began at Buna but proved to be challenging.
Yes, we've travelled 284 kilometres from the north of Buna, of Papua New Guinea, to here at Port Moresby. And of all the things, the sights that we saw with our eyes going across this wonderful country, it was the beautiful people. And it's great. They love rugby league. We're singing out "Go the Blues" and "Go Maroons." It was all great. It was wonderful.
The idea to walk the track began on Christmas Day last year between Harrigan and another former Knights player, Mark Hughes, who suffered the brain cancer after his glory days.
Their warmth, it's a wonderful country, and I want to thank everyone for all their support because it's made this trip the amazing trip that it's been. And it's been tough. We've rode our bikes, we've walked Kokoda, we've rode our bikes again. It's a really tough challenge, but we've really enjoyed it, but we've been spurred on by the wonderful support that we've been getting throughout Papua New Guinea.
Hughes said he could not describe the walk and the ride as well, which was gruesome, paying homage to the soldiers who fought along the track during World War II.
I've read and heard about the Kokoda Trail, but to go there and live and breathe it for myself was amazing. And what the soldiers went through and what people went through way back then, I just don't know how they did it. It's a really tough place to be in.
Well, a deserved walk and bicycle ride from Kokoda's Johnson at the Sogeri and coming down to the Bomana War Cemetery. It has been a plus for these former Newcastle Knights players walking to raise funds for a worthy cause with the Mark Hughes Foundation. Paul Chief Harrigan, a former New South Wales Blues prop and Newcastle Knights prop. Playing rugby league is different by walking and riding a bike on a toughest Kokoda track along Kokoda. Paul Tarmick Jr., NBC National Sports, Royal Papua Yacht Club, Port Moresby.
After a gruesome 8 days of tracking the Kokoda track, the former Newcastle Knight players, including Paul Harrigan, the chief, emerged from the track early this morning. The team rode out to the junction of Always Corner and Sogeri before riding down to the Bomana War Cemetery. Paul Tarmick Jr. reports.
It was still misty when the former rugby players emerged from the mist along the track and rode up to Owens Corner and the Sogeri Junction. The team was met by the NCD traffic members before the long ride down to the Bomana War Cemetery. Along the way, the motorcycle team from NCD traffic joined the convoy. Most people, including the workers and the school children, all lined up along road waiting for the team. At the cemetery, the former NRL staff paid their respect to the fallen heroes. After the visit, the motorcade continued into the city. In the city, people were caught by surprise as they passed Murray Barracks to Koki and through the Ella Beach Road. The riders included former Knights players Paul Harrigan, Mark Hughes from the Mark Hughes Foundation, David Fairley with the Kokoda Spirit owner and organizers, along with 2 females as well. The bicycle ride came through the newly completed Paga Hill Ring Road and across the main wharf to the Royal Papua Yacht Club, where they all got off the bicycles and walked into the sea to end the long journey. Paul Tarmick Jr., NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
Great story there. Palm Stevedores have again taken out the Alota Corporate Netball Challenge title this year as the long weekend tournament that began on Saturday ended on Monday in Alota this week. And the Alota Netball Association says they are indebted to the continuous support of the code by local business houses each year. Priscilla Waikaidi reports from Alota.
This is the 5th year the Alota Mixed Netball Corporate Challenge has happened, and support keeps getting stronger. Some 11 to 13 teams registered to take part this year, games getting underway on Saturday and ending with a thriller on Monday this week. It's an annual fundraising initiative to send Team Alota to the National Netball Championships each year, and this year especially for their junior side to the July tournament in Port Moresby. The Alota Netball Association President Hasey Abel says each year local business houses get behind their cause because of the simple fact of acquittals and keeping everyone informed of how well their money was used. The challenge this year saw young and old alike take the court. Many of them had to be reminded it was about having fun and keeping fit, all for a good cause. And it seems the guys seem to be getting better and better each year, as this Palm Stevedores team proved, winning the challenge 2 years in a row. Funds raised from this challenge will go towards sending Alota's under 21, under 17, under 15 and under 13 to the Junior National Netball Championships, in which both their youngest divisions, the under 15 and under 13, will be defending their titles in Port Moresby this July. Priscilla Waikaidi, NBC National Sports, Alota.
As the country commemorated Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday with a public holiday, the Red Army came out in numbers to race the 30 kilometers grueling course from Kokopo town to the volcanic Rabaul town. About 300 cyclists participated this year, with the senior and junior divisions starting at the Takubar Sports Ground in Kokopo, while the under 15 and 10 divisions commenced from the Rabaul police checkpoint. Mapun Pedian reports from Kokopo.
The cyclists were draped in red, the color of major sponsor and Rabaul-based company Pacific Industries, through their Go-Go Cola brand, who in partnership with Rabaul Hotel have continued to invest in this family-oriented activity. PINJ Regional Sales Manager Justin Burke says the turnout continues to improve.
I think we're at least 20% up on riders from last year, but I think we're also getting larger crowds. The crowd's been great, they're well behaved, everyone seems to be having a good time. it's good to see everyone coming out to support our East New Britain riders, and it's something that I think we can expand to and make bigger and better across all of NGI in the next few years.
Managing Director of Rabaul Hotel and Secretary of the Rabaul Historical Society, Susie McGrade, says they try to improve every year given the growing interest in the race.
We've been sponsors for 4 years. It was a initial concept by the Rabaul Historical Society, and gratefully PI picked it up and have sponsored it ever since, and we're thrilled about the outcome. It's getting stronger and stronger.
The winners in the senior men's and women's division took out 1,000 kina each, with consolation cash prizes for second and third place, while the under 50 division took out brand new bicycles and DVD players. All riders in the under 10 division were given bags of goodies. On hand for the presentation was PI General Manager Greg Farrell.
God blessed us with the perfect weather. Not too hot. Very little rain first thing this morning, but they just set the scene, and it's been a very comfortable day. Again, on behalf of Pacific Industries and Go-Go Cola, I thank you for all coming out and supporting. I thank all the participants for riding and having some fun.
A number of leaders also attended the annual event, which has become a provincial race given the participation from cyclists in Caravat, Kokopo and Rabaul, Mapun PDN, Kokopo.
On and off-field violence remain a growing concern to the growth of rugby league semi-professional and amateur competitions in the country. Numerous clubs have been slapped with hefty penalties, and on certain occasions, players and clubs have been banned from further participation. Recently, round 9 clash between the Lace-Necks Tigers and Mendy Muruks was called to an abrupt end due to a fight that erupted between supporters of the respective clubs. Scholar Sangi reports.
Minutes away from full time, and the match between the Lace-Necks Tigers and Mendy Muruks was called off after a fight broke out in the stands over the weekend in Mendy. This is not the first time such an event has disrupted a rugby league match in the country's Digicel Cup. Early this year, the match between the Egmark Gurias and Hella Wigman was disrupted when a number of Gurias players were assaulted on field by the opposing team. Hella Wigman was slapped, with 3 of their players being banned from further participation in the code, the club fined and warned. Alarms have been raised in the selection and behavior of players into this level of rugby league being played in the country. An investigation into the incident will be conducted. However, the question is, how long can the code tolerate this kind of attitude and behavior? And what can the code do to further stop these on and off field conduct by players and spectators? Scholar Sengi, NBC National Sports, Port Moresby.
The ugly appearance of league violence. That's it for sports for tonight. Antonia, it's back to you.
Thank you, Douglas. Stay with us. We'll return after the break with the finance news.